Hello again, everyone. We are on to our next section now, which is our reactions to disappointment. And if you've ever watched our dogs versus us, there's a big difference between how humans respond to disappointment and how dogs do. Now, it's interesting that they're always picking up on our energy, so remember this. So I was thinking about which kinds of disappointments has Caesar been through, and of course, Caesar and I have connected over the last few years about this specifically. And I mean, there could be situations where some of you might know that I was working I still work in healthcare, but I was working with cancer patients quite a bit. And I even helped with various dogs, even from their owner perspective of just helping anyone who's going through some difficulty or not easy time, right? But of course, in my actual practice or our actual practice, we were focused very much on both infertility and cancer. So there were disappointments, right? So there were disappointments, and when my patients are in a space of disappointment, I feel it. And I then feel disappointed that I can't get them to a goal, or it's taking longer than I would have liked it, or they're going through a not such easy time. Just any of those things could really stay in my mind. And as it stayed in my mind, of course, it came from my mouth in terms of conversation with my ex. And of course, Caesar picks it all up. So it's not the details that he's learning, he's just feeling the energy, right? So I can tell you that I think perhaps women might hold on to things a little bit more than men, but there are definitely a lot of very sensitive men. And so I want you to know that our reactions to disappointment really make a difference. Now, for us, it could be traffic on the road when we're going for a drive, right? So that could be a disappointment that, oh, I wanted to be here quicker, or it's taking much longer, or that sort of idea. And our dogs are completely at ease. And you'll notice that if we can be at ease, they can be at ease. If we're not so at ease, they're not so at ease. Other disappointments. Sometimes it's some disagreement that you have with a person. It could be someone you don't even know who bumps into you when you're walking your dog, or it could be someone who comments on your dog in not such a positive way. It could be people's interactions with friends and family. So we all have good days and not so good days with friends and family too, right? So then we carry an emotion with us, and then it affects our thinking, and then it affects our energy. Like at every single step, it is affecting our energy. So if we're mindfully aware of this, we can think about how this affects our dogs. Now, I know that you might also have a similar experience with your dogs in terms of noticing their sensitivity to things. So you might have an aging parent, for example, and they might be kind of the comfort dog for the aging parent. Or you might have a situation where you're noticing that when someone's in not such a good space, your dog is feeling it. So I remember that when people were anxious around Caesar, he was not so comfortable, and he might bark more, but there's different types of barks, right? So this was matching the anxiety of the person, and then matching probably my anxiety for that person becoming more anxious from then the barking. So in that sort of way, this is that awareness that I was always aware of. How is Caesar handling any new situation? So I never wanted him to be disappointed in a situation, but I wasn't mindfully attentive to how am I feeling in this situation. I do know, and because most of you kind of know a bit of our history, in terms of my least easy disappointment was, of course, at the time of separation and divorce. Now, if you have ever gone through this experience, I think we all enter such relationships with the hope and wish that it will last forever, right? And of course, we don't expect everything to be perfect every day, but when something happens that is a huge disappointment, it really affects us. And I do know that it really affected me. It took a lot of grief recovery work on myself that allowed me to overcome that. And that disappointment then flowed over to Caesar, and Caesar definitely felt it, and I felt him feeling it. So this, of course, not having awareness, except the awareness that mom and dad weren't together anymore, there was also this awareness of someone's not happy. My mom's not happy right now. So when he was with me, I noticed that he was so much more clingy. In fact, the last party that I had that was in this home, and it was pre-COVID, but it was the first time that I've had a party without my ex and or then husband. And I know that I had a lot of emotions that day. And I was so happy to see friends. And Caesar had met many of these friends that had come over, and that was beautiful. But he was so clingy to me. So I remember even trying to pass him to someone else, or even asking if someone could watch him stay upstairs while I went down to get the door every time someone would arrive. He did not want to leave me. And so, and of course, I'm a little bit concerned that are people going to be okay with his barking at the door? And of course they were. They already knew he was going to be there. And I loved that he was with me. And I felt like I was comforting him because he was a bit anxious. Yet, I do know now that he was also still feeling that disappointment of, this sort of situation would have been where mom and dad are together. And he was, of course, thrilled with all the treats that I had put aside for him, and he was definitely around for those. But let me tell you, half of the night he slept on my lap, and that was through the party. And that's not like Caesar. That's very unusual. So I know that he was comforted with being with me, but he was feeling that energy of him feeling a little bit disappointed about things are different, and then also feeling my energy. At that time, I hadn't gone through my years of grief recovery, but I am extremely compassionate towards people and animals. And I will say that I'm aware that when I was seeing him and seeing they pick up on these things. I think if you have a close relationship with your dog, you'll see it too. So some people might wonder, how did you ever give up your dog? And believe me, I wondered where I got that courage myself, because you can see this connection. But I can tell you, he's happy. I can tell you, he's happy. He is content. He is loved. And now again, I do not know where he is. I do not know whether it's because he's feeling that from his dad, which I do know for a fact that his dad loved him and loves him. Where he is or what kind of environment he's living in, I have no idea. And I don't know whether it's universal love that he's feeling, because I'm certainly sending that to him and I know he receives it. In terms of, I can't take credit for it, right? I know that somehow there's energy working through me that's helping him, and there's energy working through him that's helping me. So I know that even my healing in this time has been because of him and an energy that's come through him. And in terms of him letting me know that he's okay, that has meant the world to me. So any of you that know me well know that he means the world to me. So I have to tell you that this reaction to disappointment, today I can tell you that I'm emotional only because of this big sense of love between Caesar and myself, and this incredible, amazing experience of love flowing through the universe, through us, or through God, if you want to think about it as God. Either way, it is that energy that we're both feeling. And what a blessing it's been in so many different ways. That same energy, I hope and know, is also helping my ex. We all hurt. I have no doubt of this, and I am so compassionate towards Caesar's experience, my experience, and my ex's experience, because all of us have experienced some disappointment in this time. And for you, you will know your own disappointments in life. So what are they? You might have lost a job, you might have lost a home, you might have lost a relationship, and I lost all three too, right? So in that, know that it's possible to feel this universal love, or this love from God, or this love from your dog that is the messenger for that energy. I can tell you that there's no part of me that doubts that energy now. In terms of the happiness, the love, the comfort that I feel being blessed on Caesar, then through Caesar and to me. And the same thing is happening from my side. It's just an amazing experience. And then all of this awareness of we have to share this information, we have to share this experience so that other people can tap into this maybe earlier and maybe make your relationship with your dog or dogs or pets that much stronger because you're mindfully aware that your own experiences are affecting your dog. And I would love for you to do that, because I can say that had I thought of it that way, I'm not sure if I would have been able to control my most difficult experience, but I can say that I would have been mindfully aware of getting myself centered sooner. And, oftentimes we don't think about getting ourselves centered. We think about, I just got to get through this. And I can tell you, I was in that space for a long time. And you might be going through something that is like that. It could be illness for yourself or your dog. It could be relationship changes. It could be life changes in so many different ways. But if you're able to catch yourself just a little bit earlier and recognize, I need to do something about this, you know that this is something that I help with. So you can always reach out to me to chat. And again, if you are able to work with your healthcare professional that you trust the most, that's what I would strongly recommend. This is work that needs to be done that we never actually take time to do, yet we would do it for our dogs, right? So if we see behavior changes in our dogs, or we think that they're not feeling well because of something, let's say you've lost another pet and the surviving pet is really down, we work to do something to help that pet, right? We don't often use the same thinking for ourselves. Do we work to do something to make ourselves feel better? We do eventually. Again, this is the work I do regularly, right? But when it's affecting ourselves, sometimes we're lost in the experience. So today I would love that you listen to Caesar's words too that are following my section here, and see how simple dogs can make it if we can listen to them while we're right with them. And certainly even from far, there's a time to listen. I hope you enjoy what he has to say, and I'll see you next time.
Hello everyone. Today my words for you for this section are 3 in short. Get over it. Your reaction to disappointment to two-leggeds is quite astounding to us four-leggeds. You can have an experience and hold on to it forever. You do not let go. This is not something that we four-leggeds do. Something happens to us and we're disappointed. You tell us we're going for a car ride and we end up at the vet. Oh, we're disappointed. But we get over it. We don't hold on to this. Now I know I have some friends, some four-leggeds will do a vindictive turd, maybe on the bed, in the bathroom, something. I don't do that. And even those that do, they do it and it's done. It's done, it's finished, it's over. They're over it. Yet you will have a disappointment and you will hold on to it. And for a long time. What a waste of time. That's what we think. We look at you, we feel your energy, we feel your disappointment, we feel that you're sad. Now we know that we are great companions for comfort in times of disappointment, and we are happy to be that for you. But let's go back to those 3 words. Get over it. There is no reason to hold on to disappointments. Now we know that you hold on to excitements longer than we do too. I could do a new trick that Mom's taught me, and I can dance, I could do agility, I could do high fives and waves, and I would be looking forward to the treat, and then it's done. So that's an excitement. Humans, you hold on to your excitement for a little bit longer, but we like that. It feels good. When you are disappointed, you hold on to that even longer, and we don't like it. And when we do something not right, that is disappointing. If I'm learning a new trick and I can't get it, I don't hold on to it. I try again. I try again. And this is what we recommend to you. I am speaking for all four-leggeds. Make sure that you know that your companions are telling you to get over it. Today, I hope you remember, do not hold on to disappointments and grudges. Do it like we do it. Get over it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Hello again. The four-leggeds have asked me to share one more thing about getting over it and your reactions to disappointment. Okay, so I know that sometimes, very few times, but sometimes, we disappoint you. So I've got friends, because I don't do this really, but who get into the garbage, who get into meals that are on the table. Sometimes we chew up the corner of a wall. Okay, I did that with baseboards as a puppy, but I was teething. But when these things happen, apparently you two-leggeds will sometimes put a sign on us to shame us. It doesn't shame us. We don't know what you're doing. We know that there's something different we have to sit for. Sometimes we get a treat after. Now, I haven't gone through this myself, but I do know that my friends have. And yes, then you laugh, and it's so amusing, and you put it on Facebook or YouTube, and it's amusing. It's interesting that that's how you're spending your time, but we're happy to see you amused. At the same time, what we do know is you don't hang a sign like that on yourself, but your energy of shame or guilt is the same, and we feel it. And back to our 3 words. Get over it. Have a good day. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.